Hello and welcome to the Geologic Disasters in the Environment Laboratory. This is going to be a quick overview to help you get around the lab and to understand what you're doing. So this is what your front page of your lab should look like. Hopefully you've already found that as long as you're here and you have clicked on the Start Here button. So this is the information that you're going to see down below this video. It starts out with expectations for the course. Please don't think this is going to be easier since it's online, especially for a lab. Because normally in a lab, you get to work with people around you. And in this case, you really are working sort of in a bubble. You're not alone by any means. You've got me to help you as much as you possibly could use. But you don't have that person sitting right there face to face to you. And so it adds an extra layer of difficulty to sometimes doing the labs. Alright, so make sure you're ready for it. Make sure you set aside the time that you need for this lab. So you should expect to spend like 2 to 4 hours, maybe a week on the course. Obviously, the most of it's going to be the first time through your lab. Hopefully, the second time through your lab will go a lot quicker for you because you're just fixing things that you need to fix. And it depends on the week. Some weeks are going to take a little longer. Some weeks are a little quicker. But that should be about average. And that makes sense, seeing as how our face-to-face labs are 2.5 hours. And there's some outside study time required for that one. So what you're doing is really pretty comparable to what they're doing. And actually, some of the labs are pretty much exactly the same as our face-to-face labs. You don't need a textbook. You just need you. And there's some tech requirements. There's a whole page, so please make sure you have those. So here's how the schedule is going to work. Every lab is going to be found in this course modules here. There's a lab due each week. Now, for almost every single week, those are going to be due on Wednesdays, except for this first week. This first week I'll give you till Friday since we are having a late start, and I want to give you enough time to work on that. All right, each lab's going to be worth 50 points. You complete it, you turn it in by Wednesday. I will grade it within 24 hours, other than weekends, and I will return it to you. Then you have another chance to fix things and turn it back to me. And that's really all there is to the course, is that one single assignment every week. Now, sometimes it's a little involved, granted, but it shouldn't be too bad. Now, if you don't get that lab in by Wednesday, you're going to lose some points for every day it's late. So you'll lose 10% off of the total points each day it's late. So make sure you stay on top of those and get them in. Everything's available to you already right now, so you can work ahead while everything's sort of fresh and before you start getting bogged down. That way, if you have trouble later on in the semester, you've got some time. All right, now a week after the due date, these are going to be shut down completely. And what that means is you won't be able to access the labs at all, and you won't be able to turn them in any later after that. And the reason why is that a week after the due date, you get to see the correct answers, because I want to make sure you know what is supposed to be there. And so obviously you can't turn anything in after the due date. Some things I want to make sure and point out. Remember, you do have 2 attempts, and I would wait for that second attempt until I can get in and help you with it. All right, you're going to be using Google Earth for this first module. We're going to use it quite a bit throughout the lab, and I want to make sure you're familiar with it. And this really is just playing with some of the tools. If you've never played with Google Earth before, or if you don't know what all the tools are, there is a module that you can click on right here, and that will take you through a little instructional video on what it looks like to use Google Earth. If you're having any trouble, please make sure and ask me, but make sure you're using this on a full desktop. You can get a Google Earth app for a tablet or for your phone, but it doesn't have those tools you're going to need. So you're not going to be able to do that. All right. If you have any questions about it, you'll be able to make comments on your lab submission. And that's the great place to ask me questions and keep all those things tied to that specific lab. That way I know exactly what you're asking about. But that's pretty much it. There's a few of these first ones. I'll give you another little video that's a walk through the lab itself that I will help you sort of point out some of the things in lab you need to know, and some tricks or tips or anything that I can think of that will help you. I'm always available to you. You're more than welcome to email me through Canvas. That's one of the quickest ways to get to me. You can also call me at my office My number is 480-461-7054. I am not always in the office and I'm not always available to answer the phone, but you're more than welcome to do that. Or we can even Skype, or there's a number of other online resources we can use to talk. We can screen share, which is really nice. So please never ever hesitate to let me know if you need any help. And good luck this semester.